Yes, lovely people. Hope you're well and welcome back to another Summer Daily News Show. Hope you're all well. First and foremost, shout out to Matt and Drift who held down the show yesterday. I wasn't able to do it. It was my little one's birthday. He is 1 year old now. Obviously not Stevie, this is Robbie. So also shout out to Matt and Drift who had a little back and forth on whose birthday it actually was, which was hilarious because Matt in the morning actually wished Stevie happy birthday. I told him it was Robbie's birthday. He then wished Robbie happy birthday and then came on the show and was ready to fight Drift because Drift was telling me it's Robbie's birthday. Gotta love the brothers. You gotta love the brothers. So big up Matt and Drift and big up to everyone who wished Robbie a happy birthday. Right, some topics to get into. One of which is a complete shock. Really left the field. But it's going to open up a slightly wider conversation because I want to ask you guys a question. But this man, our assistant manager, Pep Lijnders, or the one and only Pep, as I like to refer to him as. And he's been speaking a lot in the media. Obviously, he's got a book coming out, so he's been speaking a lot about that. He's been giving a lot of information out. Obviously, that's a conversation in itself, whether people like it or not. I'm a fan of Pep Lijnders. I do think he's good. Um, whether he's Liverpool's next manager or not, I'll ask you guys whether you want him to be the next manager, whether you want him to succeed Jurgen Klopp when that day comes, or if you don't, if there's other managers that you prefer to take the main seat, and obviously would you like to still keep Pep around as assistant if Klopp's not around, etc. There's loads of questions there. But he spoke about Mikel Arteta, and Mikel Arteta actually approached him and asked if he would be Arteta's number two when he took the Arsenal job, which I thought was pretty fascinating. I didn't even know they had a relationship, but they apparently did some of their coaching badges together and did some of their training together. So they have a relationship, and it's kind of speaks testament to who Pep Lijnders is, that Mikel Arteta going into his first role as a manager would look to Pep Lijnders, who obviously was at Liverpool at the time, still is at Liverpool, thankfully. But we were going through a real period of dominance at that point. We just won a Champions League. We were on the cusp of winning the Premier League. And Arteta still tried to prize him away. Obviously, Pep Lijnders said no, and a few months later, we were lifting the Premier League trophy and we're Premier League champions. But I find that really interesting. So I want to ask you guys, do you want Pep Lijnders to be the next Liverpool manager? Or do you want him to stay as number two? And then the third one is, do we have to potentially look at the situation and think, is Pep Lijnders going to actually be approached to become an actual manager? Because everything he's doing at the moment, all the talking he's doing, kind of seems as though he's almost being groomed to be a manager, whether it be for Liverpool or someone else. Obviously, we know he's had managerial stints previously, but I'd love to get your input on it because I don't know where I sit on it. Like, you know me, I'm quite open with players that want to talk and like tell truths and stories and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't like it. So I kind of want to know where you guys stand on that, because he's sort of shedding a light on a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes and everything. But I do like his confidence with it, though. So me personally, I don't have an issue with it, but I'd love to know what you guys think. Now on to another topic, which is a little bit close to my heart. This man, Roberto Firmino, RF9, aka my favorite Liverpool player. Juve are monitoring his situation. Now, it was said in the article, which is from Goal Brazil, that there has been no official bid made. However, Juve are monitoring the situation. And by monitoring, I believe they're going to look at it and think, right, either Bobby doesn't get much game time between now and the end and the beginning of the season or the end of August. Do we try and grab him now? Or if Bobby's not going to sign a new contract, we try and get him on the free, which kind of makes sense for what Juve have done historically over the last few years. I see it in two ways. Obviously, in the heart, it's like I want to keep Bobby around forever. Not just the player, but the vibes he brings and the fact that he seems to be a real team player. I think that's very hard to find and replicate. But my head is thinking, is he the same player? Does he provide us with balance still? And the fact that we have 6 attackers, 2 can play on the left, 3 can play through the middle, but only 1 can play from the right. Is that a player we maybe have to cash in on so that we can find someone else to deputize and compete with Salah to bring more balance and better balance to the team. That being said, could Bobby be that player that Carvalho and Elliott learned from the 10? Is Bobby still good enough to play the 10? There's so many questions around Firmino that I don't have the answers to, and I'm not Sway, and you guys aren't Kanye West, but I just don't know what we do with Bobby. It's the curious case of Bobby Firmino. And look, I'm not going to sit here and act like Bobby's the same player he was a few years ago. To say he's on a decline, only time will tell. We'll only know in due course. Many people said Mane was on the decline and he had a renaissance. The difference is Bobby hasn't changed position, whereas Mane did. I don't know if Bobby will change position. And if he does change position, you're looking at the midfield. And one thing we have lacked in midfield and are still lacking, in my opinion, is legs and energy. And with all the running and the miles that Bobby's done, I don't know if he has that capacity in him to deliver what we need from a midfield. So it's a very tricky situation. Would I cash on him? Personally, no. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. And also, do you think he fits in at Juve? The Italian league isn't as slow as people think. Juve are one of the more dominant sides in that league, so you'd expect them to have more possession than other teams. But where would he fit in there? Does he take Dybala's role as sort of that second striker? How does he fit in there, in your opinions, guys? So I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on it, because I'll be honest, it's a little bit tricky for me to talk about because I've been championing Bobby for a long time. But I don't know what happens with Bobby this season. I really don't. I'd love to see him have a renaissance. I'd love to see him bounce back. I just don't know if he has it in him anymore. I don't know. He's gone through a lot of games, a lot of football under Jurgen Klopp. And towards the end of the season, he looked jaded. He looked physically slower and weaker, as did a lot of players in the squad because of the amount of games played. But the difference with him is he had injuries, so he wasn't playing as many games as some of the other players. So I'm intrigued to know. Look, I'm not expecting 16, 17, 17, 18 Bobby anymore. That ship sailed. But I need a player in the team who's going to be able to deliver when called upon, not just because they're a hero and a legend of yesteryear. So that's just my thoughts on it. Speaking of a player that we are monitoring now, apparently, is this man, Nico Williams. Not the Nico Williams that we have just sold to Nottingham Forest, but Nico Williams, who is the brother of former Liverpool target Inaki Williams. I almost forgot his name there. Inaki Williams of Athletic Bilbao. So Athletic Bilbao have this conveyor belt of producing very good talent. Let's make no bones about it. Javi Martinez, Iker Muniain, Inaki Williams, and now it looks like the brother of Inaki, Nico Williams, is breaking through. And Liverpool have been one of the teams who have been linked with him. Now, he is estimated to be around £42 million. He is still very raw. He's got pace for days, but you'd expect that considering his brother is rapid as anything. His fitness seems to be really good. Is he the right player for us now? In my opinion, no. He does play both wings, so he is a player who could become brilliant. He's got good trickery, good pace, decent strength. He presses really well, but the end product isn't there. But you wouldn't expect that from a teenager. It's just the level we're at, we expect it from the players we have, and we'll expect it from new signings coming in as well. So for me, I think this is a non-starter. I think that we're being linked with him just for the sake of it. I don't think there is any genuine interest in there. I definitely don't think we'll be signing him this window. Plus, I think the fact that his brother's at the club, I think the fact that he's seen there's a natural progression in the squad and you can mature and nurture yourself in that squad, in that team, at that club. I don't see him moving anywhere anytime soon, but definitely don't see Liverpool going in for this one. So still remains to be seen what we do, if we are going to do anything between now and the end of the window, whether it be outgoings or any incomings. So people, that is it for today. As always, please do smash the like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, people, really appreciate your support. Until we see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed. My name is Callum. We are Team Kopish, and I'm out, people. Take care.